All right, welcome back to Out of the Ordinary with Jay, and I'm with
Courtney.
Courtney. How old are you?
I am 25 years old.
And where are you from originally?
I'm from Gilbert, Arizona.
Okay, and what do you do for school or work, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm currently a law school student. So I'm a student.
Okay, law school student. So that means you've already been through several years of college already.
Yep, college and grad school. Yep.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so we're going to talk about people.
Okay.
And my first question is generally, what do you think about people?
Like right off the bat?
Yeah, what's your gut when I say what do you think
They're so
about people?
interesting. You never know who you're going to encounter. I mean,
think
you have
so.
the people you love, but then there's the strangers, there's the unknown. But I think there's something fun about the unknown people.
Okay, so obviously I think people are interesting because here I am with you. But I get all kinds of answers. Sometimes I get some pretty, I get some answers like, well, I like dogs better, which always makes me laugh. And then I'm thinking like, you know what? I'm like, I think I might like dogs better too. Anyway, okay. So you're a person.
Yes.
How would you describe yourself?
Oh, I would say I'm joyful.
Okay.
I'd say I'm funny.
I would say so. Even that move was funny.
I'm uber competitive, probably to a
Oh.
fault, I would say.
Okay.
And I love my people, my family. I would say I unconditionally love. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. What do you find interesting about people?
I think their backgrounds, like their family upbringings, can tell a lot about a person.
Yeah.
So I love hearing about their coming to age stories or their formative years, things that kind of make them who they are today. Because I think that really explains a lot about people's patterns, their tendencies, their behaviors towards certain things and people.
That's a good thing that you brought up about the background, their background. I never thought about this, but I was thinking, what it made me think when you said that is like, that's something we don't have a choice in. Like, you don't have a choice who your parents are, where you were born, what house you grow up in, the neighborhood, the school you go. Not really. Not as a kid, you certainly don't.
Yeah.
And that's so incredibly formative. And I do think that's interesting how much a background plays a role, and yet we have no control whatsoever.
Truly, like no say in the matter. Yeah.
That's kind of like victims of circumstance, all of us. So
yeah.
What behavior just baffles you about people? Like, you're like, well, that's weird. Why do people do that?
Sometimes at the moment it's people's impatience that leads to,
Can you hurry
like,
up, please?
Yeah, and I think it's like, whoa, this life's already hard. Can we just have a little bit of kindness with people?
You mean like in a line, like people?
Yeah, line or like sometimes my grandparents, old age, they just really just don't have the time for things. I'm like, guys, like let's be more gentle. Like everyone's going through it.
Yeah, I wonder if in the case of older people, if they're just afraid that they're going to forget it.
Yeah, they're just
like
so senile.
They got to like get it out now, because if I don't, you know what I mean?
That's so true.
I wonder if they, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, what is something amazing about people? Some of these are duplicitous, but we'll go with it.
Yeah. I think what amazes me is how many people are actually wanting to help others if they just speak up about it.
Totally.
Sometimes people just have to be asked and they totally want to help, or they want to give guidance, or they want to do something for others, but sometimes it just takes a simple conversation to really warm up that idea. Yeah.
So you brought up another good one. I like this. This is working great. But I find it very paradoxical that like we like to help people, right? Like I like to help people. You like to help people. It feels good to help people. But at the same time, almost nobody wants to ask for help. And in so doing, we deprive others from helping.
Yep.
And we know it feels good to help people.
I'm guilty.
Isn't that so weird?
Yes.
Like, we know it feels good to help another person, but we won't allow someone to help us, even though we know it would make them feel good. It's this weird thing that we do. I don't understand that. Anyway.
Yeah, 1000%. Yeah.
Okay, what scares you the most about people?
Oh.
Don't say Halloween. That's low-hanging fruit.
I think people's lack of honesty. I think invulnerability towards things.
Okay.
I think more often than not, people have the best intentions, but sometimes vulnerability and other things get in the way. And so just kind of, you know, yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, you know what? Again, you prompted my own thought on this, which is thinking what scares me the most about people. It's a different answer every time I interview somebody, but my one for you, what scares me the most today is when you said that, when you were talking about honesty, and as I was thinking, like, power. Like, it just seems
Power
like,
trip,
especially with men, maybe I can't speak for women, I'm not a woman, but for men, we seem to have this sort of, I don't know, this insatiable thing about becoming more, just like hyper ambitious, and sometimes that means stepping on people to get there, and I think that's not great.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, what gives you the most hope about people?
Compassion and kindness, I feel like, can easily help me restore faith in humanity sometimes. You know, I feel like, I mean, this world's broken, we're broken humans, you know,
Right.
That's innate, but
Right.
I feel like just taking time out of your day, stopping and just being present and helping one another, I'm like, okay, maybe we're better off than I thought.
And that goes back to the last one too. Is like, one thing, I do a fair amount of reading on psychological and philosophical stuff, and like, compassion's like the big one, one of the biggest ones up there. And it's like, again, it goes back to, people, what we all seem to fail to recognize, and we should know, is when we give compassion, we feel better. Like, of course we're doing it for the other person, but we feel better too.
Your spirits are immediately lifted, you know?
Yeah. What type of people do you find the most disappointing, or what is the most disappointing? Wow, it just got...
disappointment. That's a tough one.
Yeah, it just got cold, didn't it?
It did get cold.
Man, we just dropped 10 degrees in about 1 second here. Anyway.
This is our snowy Christmas here in Arizona, obviously. Light sweater, you know.
Right.
Man, the most disappointing character or person.
Characteristic of about a person, or what do you find disappointing in humans, I guess?
Being deceiving.
Oh.
How do you say it? Deception. Yeah, deception.
Yeah, being deceived, like
or manipulative. I think those are tough, and especially when maybe someone doesn't even know that they are. I think that's also concerning.
It is weird that that's like a human thing to begin with.
Yeah.
We got a dog on the loose behind us,
Sorry,
so
guys.
we'll see what happens. Okay, let's go the other way.
There he is.
Oh yeah, super fun. That will not distract any viewer, but we're going to still answer questions.
He's a cute dog.
All right, who are your favorite type of people?
I think the ones who just, how do I put this? Easygoing. They're carefree. They're just go with the flow. I feel like those are my people. I'm routine with school, but I think every other element outside of that, I'm pretty easy, go with the routine type, or go with the flow type of person. I think those are the easiest people that I get along with, just because I'm not great at I'm the person who's probably like, oh, if I'm on time, I'm early. So
on time means 20 minutes late.
Yep. And so I'm like, I just kind of do as I go with people, and we do what we do. I don't know.
I like that answer.
So I'm kind of just present where my 2 feet are, and then I just go about my day.
I feel like that's a superpower. So congratulations on having that superpower.
Thanks.
Because I think that's wonderful. Yeah, I think when you said that, it made me think like of my favorite type of person, and I think this is like pretty generic, but like, I like people that are like decent. And what I mean by that is, like, nobody's perfect, right? But like people that are genuinely decent. You know what I mean? The
person who would bring a cup of sugar over to your house.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah, and not be weird about it. Like, they're genuinely happy to do it.
They'd be like, don't even bring it back. Like, it's okay. Keep the cup, you know?
Okay, this is kind of a trick question, but I'm going to ask because I have it on there. Like,
okay,
who are the ones you least like? And then I put ones that ask too many questions.
Yes, number 1.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thanks, Courtney.
Thanks, Chase.